Hello guys, welcome to Linux Joy channel. Today's topic is how to clone your virtual machine and how to use SSH server to connect other enabled SSH server. So let's get started. First, I'm going to open my VMware workstation. Before cloning your virtual machine, why we use this option, that is cloning? For example, I configured this virtual machine, that is CentOS 764-bit. It's a server. Now I want to again configure the server with same operating system with same system requirement. So what are the requirement you can observe here with edit virtual machine settings. So memory is 2 GB and processors are 4 processors and hard disk capacity is 25 GB and etc. So the system requirements are same and I want to configure another server. So there is no need to configure the server again from starting to end, like choose the graphical user interface and mention the memory size and hard disk size and everything. You need not to do in VMware workstation. There is an option calling is cloning. With cloning option, we can just clone this CentOS 764-bit server here. Like any virtual machine, we can clone here with same system requirement. So the system requirements are you can find here, like memory, processor, hard disk, and a network adapter, etc. So for that, just right click on the virtual machine, go to manage. Here you can find clone and it will open one welcome wizard. This wizard will help you to create a copy of this virtual machine. So click next. The current state in the virtual machine. Okay, whatever the virtual machine you are cloning here, the current state will be cloned. The same exact settings will be available after the cloning this virtual machine. And create a linked clone. No, I am not going to linked clone here. I am just create a full clone here. So I click this option and click next. You can give the name here. So that was 64-bit server. For server I created that virtual machine. This is for my client purpose. So I changed the name to CentOS 764-bit client here and click next. So here you can see you have selected to create a full virtual machine clone with the following information. And what is it? The name of the virtual machine and the path where it is available. Right? Click finish. So the cloning process started now. So it will take some time. I will meet you after the cloning process is completed. You can clearly observe the cloning process completed successfully. It took about 2 minutes to complete the cloning the virtual machine. So I'm just simply click here to close. You can find 2 virtual machines here. So I'm just dragging this. This is for my server purpose and this cloned version of CentOS 64-bit client. This is for my client purpose. So I'm going to start both the virtual machines here. Start the guest operating system and come here and start up the guest operating system. And you can observe here the passwords also same to log in these virtual machines. For this CentOS 764-bit, I gave the root password as CentOS 7. So here you can click not listed and username is root and the password is CentOS 7. So here go to client. Because this first root, it took some time here, so no need to worry. Here my server machine already opened, so you can observe here. And go to client. See, the cloned version of virtual machine also started here. Username is root and the password is CentOS 7. Everything will be same, but the IP address will not match here because it physically creating the virtual machine, but it will logically the IP address will not be same here. Clearly observe here we can. And open terminal. Fconfig, fconfig. I want to list only 5 lines of the output. So this is my server IP address, that is 192.168.186.129. Let's come here for client. Observe. Go to terminal. Fconfig head -5. So you can observe here 192.168.186.141, but the host name is same here. Here you can find root @ CentOS 7 server and the username is root and @ host name is CentOS 7 server. Host name is nothing but this system name, that virtual machine physical name. So go to here and simply observe here. Here also the host name is same. So first of all we need to change the host name in client machine. Go to client machine. To change the host name we have to use this command, that is host name ctr set -host name, and I want to give that name as CentOS 7 -client. Enter. The host name is changed. Exit the terminal and open the terminal once again. You will find the host name is changed here. Changed host name you can find here. Here you can see CentOS 7 client. You can simply type the command also, just host name. You will find the host name here. So after that, if you want to connect this virtual machine with SSH server, we need to do two things. First of all, we need to install the Open SSH server. Actually in CentOS 7 the SSH server already installed. To check whether the server is installed or not, we can using this command systemctl status of SSH. Unit SSH.service could not be found. Okay, that means SSH server not installed here, I think so. So no problem. First we will go to mrepo list. So packages are available, nothing to worry. Yum install open no SSH we need to install Open SSH server, right? So install Open SSH, and here you can choose server shift star -y. No package is available. Okay, no problem. Sorry, that was my typo error. Open SSH -server star -y here. So now it's going to install that Open SSH server. Now it is installed. Now check the status of that server systemctl tus status SSH. Unit SSH could not be found. Why it's not found? Okay, systemctl enable SSH. Okay, SSHD. First we need to enable, and after that we can start start SSH. Now systemctl tus status SSHD. Yes. After installing that SSH server, we need to enable the SSHD service, and after that we have to start the services. Then only we can see the status of the SSHD service. So now it's started. Okay, just close it and go to the server. Here, enter the password. Systemctl tus status of SSHD. Sorry, typo error. Status. Now here also the SSHD service is started. Now go to the client. Restart this virtual machine. Restart. Well, because I restarted this virtual machine, recently we installed the service, so it will help you to run the services perfectly. So that's the reason I am restarting the virtual machine. till now what we have done, first we clone the operating system, and next after cloning the operating system we changed the host name. After that we install the SSH server, and we see the status of the SSH server, whether it is running or not. It's running. So now we can remotely log in with the SSH server from any host. So that is the use of installing the SSH server here. So check once again. In client machine the host name is changed. You can observe here. And the systemctl sta status of SSHD. Yes. Here you can observe CentOS 7 client systemd starting Openssh server daemon, and listening ports are here. Started Openssh server daemon, and it is active and it is running. So just switch out the power of this both virtual machines here. Why? Because we are going to connect these virtual machines remotely with using SSH server. Okay, close the VMware workstation also, and Ctrl L, clear the screen. What is the use of the SSH server here? From any host we can connect them remotely with using SSH server, and that SSH server should be enabled that particular machine where we want to connect. So at present I am using my host machine is installed with elementary OS, that is based on Ubuntu 18.04. So here also I am installing the Openssh server. Then only I can remotely connect to those virtual machines which I already configured in my VMware workstation 15 Pro. So there is no need to use graphical user interface every time. With the help of SSH server we can remotely connect those virtual machines to do our tasks. So that's the reason I am installing the SSH server in my host machine. And SSH server should be installed in host machine as well as your virtual machines. That is the main rule to connect them remotely. Actually I installed that SSH server in my host machine also. Now I am not going to install once again. I can show you what are the steps to follow install the SSH server in host machine. So here this is the text file. So these are the 5 steps you should follow to install and connect them remotely. First, how to enable the SSH server. These commands should be executed in your host machine, not your virtual machines. So my host machine is installed with elementary OS Juno, that is 5.0 Juno, and it is based on Ubuntu 18.04, and these steps are any Ubuntu based systems are applicable. So these steps are applicable for any Ubuntu based systems. So first install the SSH server package here. How to do that? Sudo apt install SSH. And after installing that SSH service, that means SSH server, confirm the SSH server running or not by executing the below command. What is that command? Is service SSH status. First step I am not running here because I already installed the service. So I am going to check the status of the SSH in my host machine. So for that I have to execute this command service SSH status. So you can observe here and the service is loaded and it is active. So this is my host name. You can clearly observe here Karunakar-CV 15113 W, and the running processor you can find listening port, and the service is started or not you can simply observe here. That means my SSH server is active here in my host machine also. Just clear the screen and go to the text file here, and we confirm that SSH server is running. And here are some more steps to enable the SSH server temporarily and disable it. And at the same time you can enable disable SSH server permanently also. First we see the temporary to stop the SSH service. So first we need to execute this command service SSH stop to stop the SSH service, and next one is service SSH start to start the service again. These are the temporary commands. And next we can disable and enable the SSH server permanently also. How to do that? We have to use sudo systemctl disable SSH. This command will permanently disable the SSH server. And next command is sudo systemctl enable SSH, and this command will be permanently enable the SSH server once again. And login, how to log in a virtual machine or any server which is already enabled SSH server from your host machine. Login from host to any other SSH enabled server. First we need to use the command that is SSH, and root means username. You can use root as well as you can know any other username also. You can use it at the rate of which virtual machine you want to log in, and that user must be a member of this operating system, that is CentOS 7-client machine should have this user, whether it may be root or Karunakar, Raju, whoever. That username must be accept from this virtual machine. That means the user should be member of this particular machine. The user account must be here in this virtual machine, and or else you can use another command that is SSH and the username at the rate of this IP address. We can connect them remotely with the using host name of the virtual machine as well as the IP address. We can use both here. So these are the steps you can follow to enable the SSH server and connect them remotely. So I am closing this text file here. From this host machine to virtual machine, how I am going to connect? First we need to start the virtual machine here. Yesterday I explained how to start the virtual machine with using vmrun command. Sudo vmrun stat start, and the folder name is vmware, and here you can find, first we need to mention the inverted commas because the folder name is vmx, path of the vmx file, and I am not using the graphical user interface, so I can simply use GUI, no GUI, password, and so on. Now it's going to start that virtual machine without using graphical user interface. Now whether the VM is started or not, sudo vmrun list. Right, now I am going to connect remotely. SSH root at the rate of the virtual machine name, or else I can, if I know the IP address also, I can use it here. So I'm using IP address here 192.168.186.129. Enter. It is asking the password. Yes, 7. Controller. Voila. That is successful. We just log in the CentOS 7 virtual machine from my host, that is Elementary OS 5.0 Juno. So in this way, without using graphical user interface, you can log in whatever the virtual machine is remotely. You can use it with SSH service. You can log in as a root user here. So at the same time, I can open another terminal. So now I'm going to start another virtual machine. So we just cloned one virtual machine and we configured the virtual machine, that is CentOS 7 client, right? First list out the virtual machines, ls vmware. So here we have 3 virtual machines. Just now I cloned this virtual machine, that is CentOS 7 64-bit client. So I'm going to start that virtual machine also. Sudo vm run stat start vmware. You need to use the inverted commas because the folder have the gaps. And 64-bit -CLI. Okay. And next. So this is the for 64-bit CLIENT client .vmx. This is the path of the .vmx file, and without using graphical user interface. Obviously it will ask my password. Now check how many virtual machines are running here. We will find 2 virtual machines. The first one is CentOS 7 64-bit and CentOS 7 64-bit client. So both machines are running here, and how to connect the client machine. Same SSH root shift @ and the IP address I know, that is 192.168.186.141 or 2 142, I think so. Okay, let me check the IP address here with using .142 or 143, maybe. I don't think so. 141. Yes. SSH root @ first time it will ask you to the connection is established, and this is the fingerprint information and SHA-256 password encryption. Are you sure you want to continue connecting? Yes. We have to enter the S here. That means you have to complete the YES here. Enter. Warning permanently added 192.168.186.141 ECDSA to the list of known host. And the password is CentOS 7 here. Enter. Controller. So this is my server machine and this is my client machine. So in this way we can log in from host to other enabled SSH server machines. And here one more thing we have to do, go to your server machine and edit this vam/etc/hosts file. For suppose if I forgot the IP address, I know the client machine name also. So with the help of client machine name also, we can connect them remotely For that we have to edit these files here. So in this file, this is the server IP address you can find. First line, here you can observe server machine IP address is 192.168.186.129 and this is the FQDN, that means fully qualified domain name, that is the host name dot domain name. Domain name here example.com and the last one is host name. In this way we have to enter the client machine name and IP address as well as fully qualified domain name address here. So what is the client machine IP address here? That is 192.168.186.141. So that is the client machine name IP address. And what is the fully qualified domain name? That is CentOS7-client dot example.com. That is the domain name. Example.com is a predefined domain name in CentOS7 server, so no need to worry what is this example.com, don't confuse about here. And next one is the host name you have to mention here, CentOS7-client. Actually the first line also you can't find in this file. After I configured the server virtual machine, I entered this line, that is the IP address of the server machine and fully qualified domain name as well as the name of the server. And now after configuring the client machine, I entered this line, that means the IP address of the client machine and fully qualified domain name of the client machine and host name of the client machine. So after mentioning these two lines here, then only we can communicate remotely with the help of IP address as well as with the help of host names. So simply save this file. And next go to client machine. In client machine we have to configure two lines here because host. Okay, after cloning that virtual machine, it will clone the configuration files also. So that's the reason you will find the server IP address as well as the server server name and server fully qualified domain name here. So here you have to give the client IP address as well as client fully qualified domain name and client host name. So what is the client IP address here? 192.168.186.141. Next, CentOS7-client dot example.com and CentOS7-client. So that's it. Save and exit. So control it. And how to log out the virtual machine, you can simply type Control D. So I logged out as from the client machine and go to server and same Control D, you can log it out. Now I am going to use the host name here instead of the IP address. How to do that? SSH root shift @ what is the host name is CentOS7 here server. Temporary failure in name resolution. Okay. Why? Temporary failure in name resolution. Okay, no problem. Control D, logout. Now open the terminal once again. Control L and sudo vm run list. Join 28817. Now we need to stop, and that means we need to restart the virtual machines. Then only we can connect them with the help of host names. So how to restart a virtual machine with vmrun command? Yesterday we learned that sudo vmrun reset vmware, use inverted commas because the folders have the CentOS on. Okay, vmx, enter. Sudo vmrun reset, Ctrl C. What happened? Okay, I should mention the emoji answer. Reset vmware CentOS. Okay, what happened? Sudo vmware, both are running without graphical user interface. Okay, power off these virtual machines here. Power off. Now both are shut down here. Now Control L. Now try to start once again. Sudo vmrun strt start, and the folder is vmware, and here inverted commas use shift C and folder .vmx, no GUI. What the hell? What happened? Sudo vmrun. This is a command, right? VMware CentOS on 64-bit. What happened now? Let's see. Sudo vmrun start VMware CentOS on 64-bit. Yes. Check the list. Sudo vmrun list. Total running VMs are 0, but okay, leave that. It may be showing some kind of errors. So now, as per now, what we learned today: how to clone a virtual machine, and how to install the SSH server on both virtual machines, as well as we know how to connect them from host to other enabled SSH servers. Like today, I practically show you how to connect them without graphical user interface with using vmrun command from host to virtual machines. So that's it for today. It's showing some kind of error, I don't know, but I will definitely give the solution in my next video. Thank you guys. I hope you like my video. If you like the video, please click on that like button and share this video as many as you can, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. This is Linux Joy signing off. Have a nice day. Bye now.